Hi guys, it's Dave FX here. All welcome back to my trading channel. I know it's been a while since I last posted, but I've been really busy with school and I've been grinding, building myself up, building my psychology up, building myself basically, and I'll say it has been worth it. So now that I've built myself, I'll say to a significant level, I'll say I'm ready now to start pushing out better content. So, and I've made more money obviously. Guys, that holiday, that school era, I was just grinding and grinding, and it was worth it, I'll say. So now I'll be consistent for sure, guys. Sorry for the delay. I will be surely consistent now that we're on holiday. Hopefully, God permits us, and let's see where it takes us. For now, I'm teaching you guys the basic market structure. We still use our basic price action. For those of you who have been with me ever since. And mind you, this is a new device I just got last week. Okay, I'll have to do this later. Alright, so look at this now. Prepare market to make first. This is an uptrend. Price makes higher highs and higher lows. In an uptrend, price makes a series of higher highs and higher lows. Look at this. Higher highs, higher lows. I will explain this soon. Alright, so look at this now. So here price made a higher high, as I told you earlier on. Price makes higher highs and higher lows in an uptrend. So higher high here, higher low, higher high. Why we call this a higher high? Because this high is higher than this. So price made a higher high here, higher low. It broke structure. Why we call this a break of structure? Because price broke this last high here, and we're trying to protect this area here. That's our next target. So price keeps on making higher and higher lows. So, but then when we're seeing higher highs and higher lows, that's when we know that we should be looking for buys only. Nothing concerning us with sales. So look at this now. What we would have expected now is for price to get back to this area and make a pump back up. If price doesn't respect this and breaks, we call that, I'll explain that soon in the video. I'll explain that soon. So look at this now. So we expect price to make another one here, higher low, then break this higher high. But instead, what price did, price broke that last high. Instead for it to make a higher low, instead it broke that last low. It broke the last low. And we have, this is called a change of character. A change of character, this signifies that for this example now, we have been looking for buys. Now it's time for sales. So two possible scenarios might happen here. Price will likely get back to this place. Okay. And start sales. To likely get back there, and then we start looking for sales. keeps, then it now start making higher lows and lower lows. Alright, so that was the first scenario that could possibly happen. But this is second scenario. Price might not get to this last high there. It might come, make a higher low and break this one. Once we see that there's a break there, we know that we're automatically looking for sales now. So me personally, what I'll do when I see that, I just wait for price to get back to this last area, get my rectangle tool and highlight something like this. So then price will start. So you can see that there's a major switch here, and I have fully switched from currency to synthetic pairs here. Alright, so that's basically it. I don't know, for this example I'm just using trading view. I don't usually use trading view. So I said this is a new device, so I think this is the third time I'm using trading view here. So there's an example here that we can use. So here right now, so I said price made a higher low. Let me see, a higher low. What am I saying? A higher low. This is a lower low here. Higher low, a lower low, higher low, a lower low. Just like what I showed. Higher low, lower low. It broke that last structure. Broke the last structure. Again, let me show you. It came here, broke this last structure. But then guys, if you are using this, I would advise you guys to pay attention to the lower time frame structure. I mean the higher time frame structure. If you use the lower time frame structure, it will surely confuse you. That is, if you are using M5, M15 to confuse you, better use H4, D1, H1 and the rest. So price came with a lower low, lower high, lower low, broke the last structure. But instead, we expected price to come back down here, but it didn't. So we are not looking at this. Before there's a significant change of character. Before there's a significant change of character here, price must break the last low in a downtrend. Now price must break the last low before the change of character. But if it just came down like this and it just moved, we expect it to come back and break this, but instead it just went back up. This is not the last high. As I said, there must be a break of structure. This is the last one here before the down push. So this is it here. If you look, so that's it there, and we are to target the candle before the aggressive push. Can you guys see it already peaked? This would have given us a sniper already. It would have given us a sniper. So you can see that's the beauty of this. So first got to our demand zone. I said this is not SMC. Supply demand is still price action basically, and I've totally switched from currency as I said earlier on. You can see this is a beautiful move. It's a very beautiful move. Alright. Okay. Still use my trend lines here, so let's look at this now. So I said you don't use the smaller time frame structure, but in this case it was actually needed. Sometimes you have to, depends on it though, but let me see. On a H1 here, look at this one now. This was a structure on a higher time frame that I used. This one too, as you can see, tapped in. So let's move to the H5. So here price came, broke structure, we're targeting this last candle. So as forex is actually a beautiful thing, as you can see. Beautiful move, beautiful move. Let me use this horizontal tool as our entry and our stop loss. So that I've entered there, but me personally I wait for confirmation. I'll make a video on that. I can move to a lower time frame and check the candle. So and we target that last high. This is like a 1:3 something. So look at this now again. Price broke that last structure. We're targeting this. Instead, it made another push. Well, it's supposed to come back here and make a higher low, but instead it broke this last structure, creating a change of character, as I said. Then once there's a change of character, we can highlight the last candle before the change of character, the highest candle, and that's what we highlighted there. So that's basically how I trade. Pure price action. Alright, so I'll be pushing out another video soon. Please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you guys for viewing.